Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Debbie Loziga here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luxtone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. The IRS has you in their crosshairs. We are local and know how to deal with the IRS and state to solve your situation. Just the other week, we successfully removed the target on Nick to get $194,358 of taxes and penalties removed. This is why I started Right Choice Tax Resolution, to help people fight the IRS and state. You don't know the ins and outs of all the taxes they can charge you or the more than 150 penalties they can impose on you. Make the right choice and call us at 844-222-1192. We want to help so your bank account doesn't get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security garnished, or a lien put on your house. Get rid of that stress and get back to enjoying life. The situation won't go away if you do nothing. Call us at 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us right now to book a meeting.
Built Right, one location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 1 o'clock, it's 20 degrees and sunny, up to 22. Snow is on the way. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Greg Matzik. TMJ4 meteorologist Kristin Kershane tells Wisconsin's Midday News what we can expect in southeastern Wisconsin on Wednesday.
We are not talking blizzard criteria here. It's not going to be that windy with this system. It'll be breezy, but not overly windy. So this would be a general winter storm. But I believe the criteria, when they're considering going warning level, is a pretty high confidence in 6 inches or more.
Southeastern Wisconsin expecting 5 to 8 inches of snow. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up. High levels of lead found at MPS. Commissioner of Health for the city of Milwaukee, Dr. Mike Todoridis, says investigations into Golda Meir's lower campus and Albert E. Kegel Dual Language School confirmed those buildings as the sources of lead poisoning found in 2 children. MHD has ordered cleaning protocols for the MPS buildings.
Some of those cleaning orders require, really thorough cleaning and controlling of paint, chipping paint, those kind of measures. And those are the same measures that we use really successfully in all of our residential homes that we investigate on an annual basis.
MHD says they are waiting on lead level results from 2 additional investigations at Maryland Montessori School and Trowbridge School of Discovery and Technology. One of 4 men accused of felony murder in the death of a man outside a downtown Milwaukee hotel last year is now officially heading to trial.
Todd Erickson was one of 4 hotel workers at the Hyatt Regency accused of killing Devontae Mitchell by pinning him to the ground outside the hotel last June. Erickson was one of 2 security guards involved and has told prosecutors he didn't do anything to intentionally hurt or kill Mitchell, who he says was causing a disturbance inside. The other 3 men, Brandon Turner, Herbert Williamson, and Devin Johnson Carson, have all accepted plea deals. Erickson's case is expected to head to trial in August. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
President Trump doubling down on his pressure on Hamas to release the remaining hostages.
As today of Saturday is still his deadline for Hamas to release all the hostages, President Trump said yes. When pushed on whether he thinks Hamas will listen to him, the president appeared to say, I do. On Monday, the president said the ceasefire should be canceled if Hamas did not release the hostages by that deadline.
I'm speaking for myself. Israel can override it. But from myself, Saturday at 12 o'clock, and if they're not here, all hell is going to break out.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The housing authority of the city of Milwaukee could be headed toward bankruptcy, with the Dow currently 28 points in the green at 54,498. NASDAQ off about 50 this afternoon at 19,664. And the S&P 500 kind of going back and forth from red to green, currently about 2 points in the negative at 6,064. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. It's financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:04.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
The next time they ask you what size tires you need, just go to richlawns.com.
That's Richlawns spelled with 2 N's.
No more trying to read that tiny writing on the side of your old tires or on the inside of your car door.
Just go to richlawns.com, click on the year button, then the make and model of your vehicle, and
the exact tire size you need.
In a multitude of brands and styles.
Yet all specific to your vehicle, because at Richlawns, there isn't a tire on the planet we can't get.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair, which means you're 100% covered, no questions asked.
The next time you're due for tire service, visit richlawns.com.
Because free flat tire repair automatically comes with every tire we install.
I'm Brett Matchke with Richlawns. You're due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlawns.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. One more game for the Bucks before the All-Star break. It's Wednesday night in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. The game will be played where Damian Lillard grew up. That is the All-Star game, of which Lillard will be featured, also participating in the three-point contest. Bucks forward Andre Jackson Jr. is scheduled to participate in the slam dunk contest. College basketball tonight, 18th-ranked Marquette takes on DePaul at Fiserv Forum. It's a 7:30 tip. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN.
65,000.
Taking a look at your roads, a WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic update. A few disabled vehicles on the system. Volume is light, so they're not really doing anything to traffic. Northbound on, 94 headed eastbound, and right around Highway 100, right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle in that area. We also have 4394 southbound at the Beecher Lincoln off-ramp. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled. And let's see, further south, looks like another one has just been cleared up. That's 43 northbound. 894 north, right shoulder blocked due to a disabled. That looks like it's being cleared and pulled out of the way. It is light volume on the system this afternoon. Some pops of sun today and a high of 22 degrees. Increasing clouds tonight, a low of 17. Snow likely and relatively heavy amounts here, 5 to 8 inches. Kind of an all-day event beginning somewhere in the 9 o'clock hour is what it looks like. Some lower totals to the north and west. Wednesday's high 27 degrees, partly cloudy and cold on Thursday with a high of 18. Right now in Madison, it's 16 degrees. Green Bay 12, Waukesha 21, and 20 at the Avenue. I'm Greg Matzik. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:08.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm a little chilly, and I'm
I know you're wearing a hat today.
It's freezing.
I was
in here.
really cold yesterday. I'm doing a little bit better today.
It's all coming out of my dome, because as we learned on this program, this is the most exposed part of my body. But I've got to run out for milk and eggs and bread because we're expecting a huge snowstorm tomorrow.
I'm gonna do a hot take. Bring on the snow. I want the snow. If it's gonna be this cold, I want snow.
Ugh.
Really?
No.
So you take if it's going to be this cold,
let's
you'd
just
rather
have the cold.
just
Yeah,
be
I just want the
gray
cold
and dismal and not have any of the snow.
Yes, because I don't want to have to deal with driving in that snow.
Well, you don't have to deal with driving. We've already decided that you're going to
tomorrow, but in general, I don't. I also don't want to have to shovel it. I don't want to deal with the dogs. I just don't. I don't need it. I've had enough of it. I've had decades of snow. I'm over it.
I guess that's fair. I guess I had decades of no snow.
See,
and then I'm back, and now I want to have snow. I feel like this winter, I pulled out of the driveway the other day when it was cold, and I was just like, I'm over this. I'm ready for springtime. But I'm also the fact that we've had no snow. I have not been able to go do any kind of sledding or snow activities with Frankie. So maybe tomorrow is our chance.
I'm sure you could go. Isn't there snow way up north? Could you take Frankie up to the north?
Is there snow up north? Is the Birkenbeiner happening this year? Have we covered that yet?
We have not covered it yet. But, Frankie will probably like summertime things. You don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
Winter things, you don't have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like I am not one of those moms who, no matter what the weather is, prioritizes us getting outside to get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Not. Absolutely.
No,
I have friends who,
it's too cold.
No matter if it's 10 below, they still go for at least a walk around the block. Absolutely not. So that kid has barely been outside for like months.
And she's doing fine, right?
And
she's okay.
She is doing fine.
Some flowers bloom well in hot houses. So I don't mind the cold. The cold, you can bundle up. You can still move around. You can get things done. Once the snow, especially if it's what they're predicting tomorrow, which could be up to 8 inches, that puts a crimp on everything.
We got to get a teenager in your neighborhood who can shovel for you.
I don't my shoveling is minimal because I live in the city and I don't have a huge width of a lot. But it's just I'm over it. We're in February now. You're gonna snow at Christmas. I like the look out at Christmas. Once Christmas is over, I don't need it.
All right.
It's done.
Well, it's coming whether you like it or not, Brian.
I cannot handle it.
All right, but coming up today, it is Tuesday, so that means it's time for Giving Tuesday. And today we're talking to Linda Welch, who is the president and CEO of Sharp Literacy. And then after that, we are talking about how Wisconsin became the king of frozen pizza.
That is shocking to me. I can't wait to find out. Then we're going to, of course, spin the state. We're going to have our Derek Mosley Black History Fact. Talk a little bit about why Green Bay will never host a Super Bowl and what it would take for Milwaukee to host their first NBA All-Star game, which it doesn't really look like could happen either. And then this is a topic that I hold close to my heart. We are going to talk to anger professor. He is the University of Wisconsin Green Bay professor who has been studying anger, and his latest analysis, this will surprise you, men are more prone to anger and anger-related consequences.
No, what?
I want to find out why. I want to see if there's anything, and when I say I mean men, because I speak for all men on this program.
Okay.
But there may be a place where women get angrier than men. We'll find that out, too.
I also feel like there's a deep-seated rage that women have. So maybe I'll ask him what the difference between anger and rage is.
Yeah, that would be a good question. That would be a good question. So we'll do all of that today.
But first, how would you ever want a Cybertruck?
No.
Would you ever want any Tesla?
No.
Did you ever want any Tesla before Elon Musk had his political switch? You were never interested.
Never interested in a Tesla. That doesn't mean I would forego any electric vehicle. I just have no
price point? Just
right now, it's not.
too hoity-toity?
Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need the virtue signal. Hey, look at me. Look how cool I am because I'm driving an electric vehicle. I would rather drive a giant gas burner and have people
Like
think
a Hummer?
that I'm. Yeah.
Or make a Hummer? That
Well,
can get to the snow.
That could get through anything. That would be great.
All right. Well, if you are looking at those Cybertrucks or any other Tesla, a Model Y, you can go drive it. You can go test it out in Wisconsin, but you cannot buy it in Wisconsin. And when we come back, we will tell you why on Spanning the State.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Milwaukee County District Attorney Kent Lovern joins us in studio.
Well, certainly at a community level, there's still a great concern about violent crime as it pertains to gun violence, certainly, and also what I view as violent crime, which includes the reckless driving. We have to have a strong response to those types of crime.
On the Political Power Hour.
Flesh out strong response for me.
When I say strong response, it means jail or prison, depending on the facts and circumstances of the case.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, Accunet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an Accunet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey, and I was at Mayfair, I don't know, before Christmas, I think. Maybe right around Christmas. I remember specifically Frankie kept losing a shoe, and I didn't have a stroller, and so it was very crowded. I was impressed with how many people were at the mall still, and we didn't stay very long because it was no stroller was a bad choice. But while I was there, I saw a Cybertruck, Tesla Cybertruck, on display.
Ooh.
And, you know, I had seen one or two maybe driving around Milwaukee, and they're just, they literally look like...
They're horrible.
They're such a weird design. But seeing it in person on foot and seeing how big they are, I was like, oh, this is a big, I mean, it's a truck, so I get it. But it was a really big car. But it was, you know, it's... Who's going to buy these things, right? And so, but apparently Tesla estimates that Wisconsinites each year buy 3,000 to 4,000 of its electric cars.
Okay, that's a pretty good number.
It's pretty good. I don't know. I didn't look up to see how that compares to other manufacturers, other vehicles. But I don't know. I think 3,000 to 4,000.
As far as electric cars go.
As far as electric cars go, it's pretty good. But none of those people are buying those Teslas in Wisconsin.
Why? It would seem like it much more convenient.
Because Wisconsin has a factory store law, which bars vehicle manufacturers like Tesla and Ford from owning vehicle dealerships with very few exceptions. So what does that mean? So basically, vehicle manufacturers can't own and operate sales dealerships.
Right.
And so the way where my mind went to this was it's thinking about the alcohol industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so how alcohol brands, Anheuser-Busch, Molson Coors, can't sell directly to me, the consumer. It has to go through distributors. I have to buy it from a bar, from a liquor store. But I can't go to the Anheuser-Busch factory and buy a case, I guess, unless maybe I'm on a beer tour or something like that.
Sure.
But so it's basically, it's I don't want to say artificially because maybe that's tainting it too much, but it's basically there's a law that protects the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
And so the point in Wisconsin of this law is to avoid unfair competition that could arise from a vehicle manufacturer owning the dealership too. And so these manufacturers need to contract with independent dealers, which is not what Tesla does. What does Tesla do?
Tesla just sells direct to customers. They have a one price, flat price deal. You go to Tesla, you order your car, that's the price, you pay it or you don't, and then you get your car. Unlike when you go to an independent dealer, and we all know the game. You have to, you try to bargain, and you've got this report, and they counter with this, and maybe you need some rust proofing and the whole thing. That's the independent dealers, and that's where they make their money. They don't really make their money as much on the car. They make it a little bit on the markup if they can get it. If you go in with the Kelley Blue Book or whatever report, they usually will match that. So they make their money in other places. And Tesla is saying, listen, we have a business model that is direct to consumer. So we don't do that. And independent dealerships are not set up to make money using our business model because they won't be able to charge over our list price, which
it's interesting because I feel so. Basically, my bigger question here is is this Wisconsin law securing competition, or is it adding undue regulation to an industry that maybe could use some innovation? And is it a bad thing to cut out the middleman if companies are if car companies are set up to directly sell you a car?
Right. Well, I drive a Hyundai, and very happy with my Hyundai. I bought it at a dealership, an independent Hyundai dealership. I could have bought, on my way home, I see, and I'm not exaggerating, I see about 4 Hyundai dealerships. So Hyundais are pretty accessible to the public. I could go to dealership A. If I don't get the deal, I could go to dealership B because I have to go through all that stuff. Tesla, and I can't believe I'm defending Tesla.
The guy who does not want one.
I do not want one, but they set up their business model as a direct-to-consumer, one-price deal. I think and if they're allowed to have service centers in Wisconsin, which they do, and the showrooms, which they do, then they should be able to sell their cars. They're not like Hyundai or Chevy or Chrysler or you pick Honda. You pick another brand of cars, they're set up with that old model of you will negotiate for your price.
But that's what I'm saying. Is there an argument that it's in the best interest of the consumer to just have it costs what it costs, no matter where you go?
No,
and
that would be lovely.
And just having a move towards this model, especially in the day of information, and we know how much the car costs.
Right.
And so, besides artificially keeping some of these dealerships in business, what is the argument for keeping them? How does it behoove the consumer?
It doesn't. It doesn't, and it never has. And that's why brands have tried it in the past. One price. This is it. And it's come and gone in different places. It's come and gone with, one day one brand will do it, another time another brand will do it. Maybe one dealership we have no haggle pricing. And you're like, all right, but I went in and looked at your no haggle pricing, and it's still higher than the paper I have in my hand that shows me the invoice of this car. So if I'm not going to haggle and I know you're charging too much, then I'm going to go down the street.
But then it's also a question how much is your time worth?
It's funny. One of my brothers had a business where they gave title loans on cars. So he did
good business.
Yeah, it's it's profitable.
So what else? What definition is there of a good business?
You can argue the ethics of it.
That's okay.
But the point is, a lot of people do all their car shopping online. They buy a car without ever having sat in it because they know the make, the model. They know the options they want. They go online. They put it in. The best price comes up. Boom, you buy the car.
That's how I originally got my car. So I when I was living in California, the last time, right before I moved back to LA, I forgot what the name of the app was, but there was like an app where you could just like put in the different, like what you were looking to pay each month, like size and all these different filters. And it would scan all of the different cars at, dealerships around you. Mm-hmm. And I ended up finding the Volkswagen. I think I said a couple weeks ago that I drove a Volvo. I don't. I drove a Volkswagen. But I literally just picked it up from the dealership. I never had to talk to anyone. But my car payment was only $250 a month, which is pretty good considering I know we're at a record high of people paying $1,000 a month right now, which is insane to me. Nuts. But I never actually had to talk to anyone for my lease. And then eventually, obviously, I moved here, shipped it home, and now I bought it from. So now I'm paying it off to actually own it because I didn't have any miles on it. But I never actually had to do that whole rigmarole.
Yeah, Debbie did the same thing when her car got stolen. She bought a new car. She found it online. The price was listed. She called the dealership, said, "Is this car available?" "Yes." "This is the price?"
Yeah.
"Yep." "Okay."
It's great.
She went in and
it's great.
Picked it up.
Just adding more ways to add to our antisocial behavior.
But I mean, I get the Wisconsin Automobile and Truck Dealers Association. They're the ones who represent all the dealerships in Wisconsin, and they're obviously they want to keep things the way they are, and I don't think they'll have any trouble doing
so
that.
Far, because what we didn't get to is there's been a lot of court cases because Tesla has been challenging this and appealing this
and losing,
losing and trying to. Obviously, they want to be able to sell cars here. And so they are going through the court system right now. They're trying to get the current case where it is out of Outagamie County and into either Milwaukee or Dane County, since that's where their showrooms are. Mm-hmm. So basically, as of right now, what happens next, there's a request to change that venue. And then otherwise, on March 24th, there is going to be a hearing in the Outagamie Courthouse. So we'll see if they prevail, but it does not look good for Tesla.
No, and somebody texted this in, and this was when we were running down how dealerships can make money if they're not selling the car. It's trade-ins because say you're, one of the big auto groups, and you start selling Teslas, even though Tesla said you're not set up and you have to sell it at this price. Trade-ins make you money. Selling the used cars makes you money. The service makes you money. The other stuff on the other cars other than Tesla, that's what the WATDA is arguing. That's how we can make our money.
So we could still sell these at your price.
Yes.
If you let us.
Right.
Got it. All right. Well, maybe it won't matter because federal funding has frozen any expansion of EV charging stations in Wisconsin anyway. So we're going to talk more about that on the other side of this.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
Authorities believe she's with a 40-year-old guy, got her pregnant, and they are on the run.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
So apparently she was using various phones, electronic devices to talk to this man from Arkansas.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Fall in love with your vision with a new style from Shopko Optical. Use your vision benefits and schedule an annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopko Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Treat yourself to a new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Now shut up and drive.
All right, so we're talking about EV cars. We might all just need a long extension cord because things have gone sideways.
Things have stalled. So in a memo from last week, officials with the Federal Highway Administration said they were suspending the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, which funds new charging stations along interstates in Wisconsin. So any of the plans that were approved under Joe Biden are suspended until new guidance is issued by the department later this spring.
How come, I wonder?
Yeah. And so it's basically could jeopardize nearly $7 million in funding for 15 different projects that had been previously approved. Wisconsin had planned to award about $22 million in funds for 53 projects. And so the city of Milwaukee and Quick Trip stores, they were both going to be recipients of federal grants. And 2 weeks ago, they said they were moving ahead with those plans despite uncertainty about Trump's administration decisions. But now Quick Trip is saying, should the grant money disappear, they don't really know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and that's another reason that electric vehicles at this point for me hold no draw, because it's too iffy. Down the road, it makes perfect sense if we can get all that stuff in.
I looked at that when I was looking. I was like, do I want to get a new car or do I want to buy this car? And so I was looking at the Volkswagen electric vehicle, and it was pretty good. And I was like, all right, is there a charging station between here and Wisconsin Rapids? Because that's typically the farthest I go, and there is, but it'd be nice to have more. All right, ABC News and local headlines.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Less than a day after President Trump said he would conceivably withhold aid from Jordan and Egypt if they don't take in Palestinians from Gaza, he now says he doesn't have to threaten with money. The president was asked how the U.S. would take over Gaza.
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it. And we're going to run it very properly.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu threatens to resume fighting in Gaza unless more hostages are released Saturday. An American detained in Russia since 2021. Mark Fogel has been freed, says the White House. He was arrested on drug charges. Asked on Capitol Hill about Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency's ability to access Americans' Social Security and bank account information, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said those accounts and the government's payment system are safe. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31, 20 degrees and sunny at the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom. I'm Greg Matzik. The parents of a missing and pregnant teen need her back home. In a statement, the family of 16-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam says her absence has been a torment, but they aren't going anywhere. Franklin has been missing since February 3rd and is believed to be with 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Day is the father of Franklin's unborn child. He's been charged with child abduction and child enticement. An Amber Alert remains in effect for Franklin in both Wisconsin and in Arkansas. To see photos and a description of their vehicle, text the word Amber to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. It's 855-616-1620. One person is dead after a car fire on Milwaukee's northwest side. Police are ruling that death a homicide. They responded just before 9:30 last Monday to 26th and Locust. Firefighters found a person dead inside the car after putting the fire out. The cause of the fire and the identity of the victim remain unknown. And a Wisconsin appeals court rules Elmbrook School Board leaders violated the open meetings law to fill a board vacancy request during COVID. Elmbrook School Board members Scott Wheeler and Jean Lambert face fines after the three-judge panel unanimously ruled in favor of plaintiff Leanne Weed. In 2020, the school board met over Zoom to fill a board vacancy. Wheeler asked board members to rank the available candidates via email, eventually announcing Weed and Mushir Hassan as the final candidates. Hassan eventually won that seat, but Weed sued because she claimed at no time did Wheeler read the results of the email votes out loud or publish them online, all in violation of open meetings law. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is currently up about 60 points at 44,529. S&P is down about 60 at 19,654. S&P is basically flat, bouncing back and forth from red to green, about a point or so in the negative at the present time. 6,066 for the S&P 500. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. For details, visit annexwealth.com. Taking a look at your roads, a WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic update. Still have a disabled vehicle headed near Beecher and Lincoln. It's 9443 southbound. The right shoulder is blocked due to that disabled vehicle. Light volume. The vehicle is off to the side of the road. No problem moving through that area. In fact, you're experiencing standard travel times this afternoon. A WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alert, a winter storm warning in effect from noon Wednesday to 3 a.m. Thursday for Kenosha, Ozaukee, Milwaukee, Racine, Sheboygan, and Waukesha counties. Expecting to see plenty of snow here. 5 to 8 inches are possible. Lower totals perhaps to the north and west of Milwaukee. Wednesday's high, 27 degrees. Partly cloudy and cold on Thursday with a high of 18. Right now in Waukesha, it's 21, Madison 18, 12 in Green Bay, and 20 at the Avenue. I'm Greg Matzik. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but despite what a certain national online company tells you, a car's not one of them.
Let's see. Cheese Doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. Green 4-door hatchback. Honey, we're gonna need some more quarters.
Sure, they make it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online. And unlike those national companies, you get to see the vehicle in person and test drive it before you buy it. You also have the assurance that the vehicle's been thoroughly tested, and if any issue does come up, your local Adam member dealer is right here to service it. And can also provide low financing and top dollar for your trade. Think about that before you take a chance with their so-called vending machine.
What? It's stuck! No! Oh, rats!
Start your search at adamm.com.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
I had seen a lot of retirement places. In a minute, I drove into the driveway coming into Three Pillars. I was sold. The grounds are just beautiful. The management are just incredibly kind people. That mood permeates the atmosphere to me, whether it's the staff, the people that serve it in the restaurant, and the residents themselves. It's just a lot of caring, kind people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, it's time for Giving Tuesday, where we introduce you to Wisconsin people and organizations that are advocating for causes and doing good across the state. And today, we talk a lot about schools. Talk about teacher shortages, school choice versus public schools, national test scores, the DPI race. There's a lot of... So many things. There's a lot of conversation around schools and how to do the best by our kids. And I think we all want to do the best by our kids, whether they're our own or the general nameless,
Kids,
faceless
yeah.
kids. And Sharp Literacy has been doing that in Southeast Wisconsin for over 30 years. Sharp Literacy partners with educators to foster a love of learning and brighten children's futures through innovative STEAM-based, not to be confused with STEM, experiential programs. So joining us now is Linda Kohler-Welsh, who is the president and CEO of Sharp Literacy. Welcome to the show, Linda.
Thank you for having me.
So, like I said, Sharp's mission is to partner with educators to foster a love of learning with STEAM-based experiential programs. What is STEAM?
Sure. STEAM is, many of you are probably familiar with STEM.
Yes.
But we've been an arts organization from the beginning. We've just evolved into a STEM program. So it's science, technology, engineering, and the A is art, and then math.
Ah.
So add a little art in there.
Just add a little art.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many different forms of art right now, too. When we started back 30 years ago, we partnered with the Milwaukee Art Museum, and the founder was a docent. So she would take underserved kids, and she'd show them a Picasso, and well, what season is that? If they were working on the weather, curriculum. Oh, it's fall. Well, how do you know it's fall? Well, I see the leaves are coming down, and so it's kind of that unique way of learning. Visual learners.
Well, and that's been an issue over the last decade or so with arts and music kind of going away. So what can people learn when you guys add that art in there? What's the benefit that people go, well, shouldn't they just learn reading and math?
Yes. What's the creativity? Yeah. So they become creative from doing different projects. We're not an arts and crafts program. The art is actually woven in between the science, technology, engineering, and math principles. So, for example, we're K-3 through 5th grade. And I always like to use 2nd grade. So our 2nd grade curriculum is weather, water, and the environment. So they learn about the water cycle, they learn about salmon, they learn so much. And then they go to the Discovery World, and their educational tour experiences there. And then they draw, and what they've seen. So they draw what they've seen. And it's just a way to remember. It's a way for them. I mean, I'm a visual learner. So once you see something, you're going to remember it.
Well, it's the experience, right? Like I think about that even as an adult, as we have to learn different software for any of our jobs, right? And someone can show you how to do it,
right?
But until you actually have to go and not even just follow a tutorial, like I have to learn how to use this editing software to edit this video, not edit like a training video, like an actual video. That's when you really start to learn how to apply it.
Yes, and our program, we're an in-school program. So we have about anywhere from 10 to 12 part-time educators, and many of them are either retired teachers or just teachers that want to work part-time and not kind of go through the grind of being a teacher. And so they go into the classroom during the academic day. So and we're, I think, one of the only nonprofits that are allowed in the classroom during the academic day because they see the impact that we've made for all of these years, which is really great because the kids get energized and they get excited when they see, like Miss Mary from Sharp is coming today, and they, and we find out too that it helps with attendance, and because we engage them, we spark curiosity, we want them to become, love of learning, and you do that when you're going on educational tour experiences and you're creating this. Our upper elementary, which is 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We just had a video game design expo a week ago at MATC. So we had the MATC video game design students working with our 3rd graders. And it was, amazing that 3rd graders have created video games.
That is crazy.
With QR codes and they, we had a little bit of an expo, and there was like maybe 40, 50 parents, grandparents there, and then they presented in front of the MATC students, and then they chose like the best design, the best, because what you can do with it now is you can have music, you can have sound, and it's just, I was just like, oh my gosh, these are 3rd graders, and presenting in front of adults and college students. What we do is, I think, is just, it's what our students need to level that playing field with, students in suburban schools.
Yeah.
We're 90% of our students are Black or brown. 88% of our students come from families that are high poverty, and that's really by the breakfast and lunch program. The eligibility, even though everybody gets it, but that's still communicated. So,
is it an easy pitch to the districts or the administrators to bring the program in?
Yeah, I mean, we have, which I'm really, really proud of, is we have 100% retention of the schools. So
that is really great.
Yeah.
So how many schools in total are you guys in right now?
This academic year, we're in 46 schools.
Wow.
So we're in MPS, we're in charter schools, and we're in choice schools. So the voucher schools, like St. Aug Prep and Notre Dame, and we're in the Seton schools, which is part of the charity.
Diocese?
I don't know that word always. And then we're in Lumen, which is the Lutheran school district.
Got it.
So we're full gamut, and we all get along. And our biggest is we want to expand. I would love to be in every single K3 through 5th grade school, every single one. All of MPS, but it takes, because we bring our program into the schools at no charge to the schools.
Okay.
So that's probably a good segue, because you guys need to be able to raise money in order to expand. So tell us about the upcoming event for Unwrapped Waukesha.
Sure. Unwrapped Waukesha is being held on February 23rd. We're at the Wisconsin Brewing Company Park, which is where the Dock Hounds play. Yep. It's our 3rd year there, and it's just a really cool place. It's kid-friendly. And we have 9 chefs. So what the chefs do is we've had a great partnership with McDonald's for years and years. This is our 4th annual Unwrapped Waukesha, and in May will be our 9th annual Unwrapped MKE.
Okay.
So, the chefs, this year we have some incredible chefs. We have the chefs from Commodore, from Saz's, P. Giorgio's, Bryant's on the Round, Rise and Shine, Proof ice cream, and we send them a list of McDonald's ingredients. So it's not just what they're serving now, it's all the ingredients. I mean, there's pages and pages of it. And then the chefs look at that, and they use their creativity and create these just unbelievable,
out of McDonald's ingredients.
Out of McDonald's ingredients.
Okay.
They can put their, we encourage them to use as many McDonald's ingredients as possible.
Sure.
But sometimes, they have to add a little spice of their own.
That's the magic.
And it's, can I tell you a few of the dishes?
Yeah. Sure,
okay.
Yes.
So Bella Gusto is in Oconomowoc. So Bryant's on the Round. They're doing a crispy filet of fish, wontons with Asian dressing, wasabi, and creamy Napa cabbage slaw.
Wow.
Oh,
I know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and the Commodore out in Lake Country, they're doing a McWellington with mushrooms, duxelle, in a puff pastry, and Big Mac juice. So I saw it yesterday. It was like in a pastry puff, and then it's cut, and it looked and smelt amazing. We have Rise and Shine. This one sounds we haven't had one like this. Shamrock Shake, pancake bites with mocha drizzle whipped cream.
I'm in.
All of this sounds incredible.
I know. And then Saz's is doing a savory McChicken croquette wrapped in crispy hash browns with a spicy Big Mac sauce.
Okay.
So that's just a little bit
That's
of
a little taste.
A little taste.
I'm assuming tickets are still available?
Tickets are still available on sharpliteracy.org. The homepage, just click on it.
Okay.
$75. It's 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We have a great silent auction. Also, Lake Louis Brewing, which is they have a small brewery at the Dock Hound Stadium, has created a sharp beer as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's an IPA, and it's AI for artificial intelligence, which we are, our kids are learning AI in 6th grade.
Is so
AI
cool.
and art, yeah.
All right, so sharpliteracy.org.
Sharpliteracy.org.
Go check out, get your tickets. And Linda Kohler-Wells, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Linda.
Thanks.
If you know of a Wisconsin organization you would like highlighted on Giving Tuesday, email us at spanning@wtmj.com. We can always use a little help from our
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high-quality work.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
I guess you say what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl, my girl.
I'm not going to try to harmonize with the Temptations. Not going to happen. In the car, yes. Here?
Here? No. On the mic? Absolutely not. But that song means that we are giving away another set of tickets. WTMJ and Pabst Theater Group are giving away 2 tickets to experience 40 years of the Temptations and the Four Tops. So they are coming to the Miller High Life Theater October 18th. Tickets are on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. You're celebrating 60 years of the hit song My Girl and 40 years of the Temptation and the Four Tops. So call in now to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Be nice to Rhea. We'll do callers 5. We'll do caller 5. We'll win 2 sets of tickets. And if you don't win right now, you can still go to PabstTheaterGroup.com and get your own tickets, because that sounds... We gave away the Pink Floyd tickets a couple weeks ago, and my father and mother-in-law went.
Oh,
they didn't win the tickets, but they bought tickets, and they went, and they said it was awesome.
Really? See?
Yeah, they said it was very, very cool.
Well, we're not going to give away
bad tickets.
Goofy tickets, yeah.
Why would we ever do that?
If you're getting tickets from us, they're top-notch, top tier.
So we just had the CEO and president of Sharp Literacy in here, and they were talking about their Unwrapped Waukesha event that's coming up on February 23rd. That sounds delicious.
Does sound really good.
2 days before that, On Milwaukee does an annual. And their benefits of this event go to sharp literacy. But I forgot that they did this. They do an adult spelling bee.
I'm out.
I'm out too.
I cannot spell.
So basically, it's 25 of the city's best spellers are ready to compete. And so it's this $30 tickets to go cheer them on.
Okay.
I would love to go watch.
I would too, and I'm wondering how did they determine that they are one of the 25 best spellers in the city?
I don't know.
Or did they give themselves that title?
Well, maybe there's tryouts.
A qualifying round or something?
Maybe there's you have to come in and you actually have to prove that you can spell. Maybe it's graduates of competitive, not only that, but competitive script spelling bee. I did this as a kid. I know it's still in there. I don't know. Maybe there's some strict qualifications. But I would crash and burn.
Yeah, I'm not
The
good.
amount of reliance I have on my spell check is embarrassing.
I still can't spell definitely.
Oh, that one I can because I spell it out in my brain.
See,
maintenance is still I have to double check it.
Yeah.
I wait for the little red squiggly line to pop up that I'm going to spell maintenance wrong.
There's always
diarrhea. Really,
too many letters.
Very hard to spell.
Yeah.
You think you know, and then you go to try to spell it. You're like, oh, I forgot. I don't know.
This is the second time this week you've brought up diarrhea.
No, it was that last week.
Was that last week?
Also, I got another joke
You're
for
just
later.
spanning?
I got a
Okay.
really good one for today.
All right, good.
So we'll do that later. But yeah, so if you want to check out the Adult Spelling Bee on Milwaukee, Adult Spelling Bee 2025, they have tickets on Eventbrite for $30. But all of the benefits of that also go to Sharp Literacy. So if you don't want to deconstructed McDonald's.
No, but those sound pretty cool. Did you ever watch Akilah and the Bee? It's about a young girl who gets into this whole
sounds vaguely
spelling
familiar.
bee thing.
Yeah.
And then there's a movie with Jason Bateman where he's an adult who had gotten robbed of a spelling bee title as a kid and goes back. And I know those are fictional films, but the amount of time that goes into learning how to be a spelling bee champion is
Well, have you seen the
unbelievable.
documentary?
Yes.
The documentary is unreal to watch these kids and how dedicated they are to learning how to spell.
And how dedicated their parents are to making them learn how to spell.
That is the other thing. Yes, absolutely. Like any projection onto your kids, whether it's sports, ballet, or spelling. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure from your parents. All right. When we come back, we will spin around the state on Spanning the State.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News each weekday from 11 to 1.
Bucks President Peter Feigin joins us live here in the studio right now.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty by listening to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
What you're seeing now is like the reality of, playing a season together, kind of, getting to know each other.
Powered by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Don't forget, take us with you wherever you go. We'd love to have you with us.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Well, hi, it's WTMJ's Brian Noonan for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I can't believe I'm saying this. I am so excited. I've started my weight loss journey 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks. I've already lost 25 pounds. I know, I can't believe it either. But this is the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. I don't get to keep them and pull them out in a wagon, but trust me, they're gone. Their doctors developed easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally, and safely with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and it doesn't require exercise. Now, you can exercise. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't actually have to. The program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. The program costs about half as much and works twice as fast as most other programs, which was really important to me. It's helped keep me motivated because I need results quick, and I'm getting them. So go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation. Listen, if I can do it, you can too. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Look at me. Am I a success story? I'm on my way to being one. It's crazy to watch your body lose a pound of fat a day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back, but the fact is you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available, and believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Heiser's Snowy Roads Sweetheart Prices Sales event is happening now. Remaining 2024 models are priced to go. Looking for a vehicle that can handle our wintry roads? Get yourself a reliable all-wheel drive that can handle anything winter throws at you. With heated seats to top safety features and our exclusive Safe and Sound program, which includes roadside assistance for life, our vehicles are built to keep you cozy with peace of mind, even when the roads get slick. But hurry, our 2024 models are almost gone. So visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Get ready to save on supplies for your furry and feathered friends at Fleet Farm's Paws and Claws event. Get a free $15 gift card for every $75 you spend on Purina pet products. And stock up on Pine Tree Farm suet cakes. Multiple flavors, 5 for $5. While you're at it, pick up 20 pounds of KT Basic Blend Bird Food, sale priced at $7.99. Stop in and get everything you need for all your pets, all at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2:01, it's 20 degrees in Milwaukee. Increasing clouds tonight, a low of 17. Tomorrow, snow likely, maybe up to 8 inches, especially along the lakefront, a high of 27 degrees. I'm John Mercure. That is the top story tracking our next winter storm. Southeast Wisconsin could get 5 to 8 inches for most of us starting tomorrow morning. TMJ4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky tells Wisconsin's Morning News the kind of snow we can expect.
Everybody's in for like kind of a standard snow. Temperatures are going to be well below freezing, even near lakeside. So you're not looking at that snow that's kind of melting as it comes, and it's just that really heavy rock hard concrete stuff. However, there's a lot of moisture with this. There's enough warmth up above too that it'll have some consistency to it.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Spreading the word about ice safety after 6 fatal UTV accidents in Wisconsin this winter.
The DNR registers UTVs weighing up to 3,000 pounds that can hold as many as 6 people.
A lot of these UTVs have fully enclosed cabs, doors, roll-up windows. They've got heat, air conditioning. A lot of them are outfitted a lot like a smaller motor vehicle, and that can push their weight up.
DNR Lieutenant Jacob Holzclaw says that means you should always have a plan on the ice.
It's always a good idea to wear a float coat, which is basically a winter coat with some flotation built into it, or have a life jacket with you, readily accessible.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President Trump is doubling down on his pressure on Hamas to release the remaining hostages.
As today of Saturday is still his deadline for Hamas to release all the hostages, President Trump said yes. When pushed on whether he thinks Hamas will listen to him, the president appeared to say, I do. On Monday, the president said the ceasefire should be canceled if Hamas did not release the hostages by that deadline.
I'm speaking for myself. Israel can override it. But from myself, Saturday at 12 o'clock, and if they're not here, all hell is going to break out.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Time for news about your money. Kind of a mixed bag so far. The Dow's up 136 points. The S&P is up 7. The NASDAQ is off 28 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time, 2:04.
As a NARI officer liaison and therapist, I advise homeowners on making important decisions. We have our list of pros and avoid the cons. Recently, I helped a woman suffering from a case of zero curb appeal. Zero. The emotional toll was debilitating. With the directory of pros at NARIMilwaukee.org, we were able to save her home and her sanity. She clicked on the Find a Contractor tab and whoosh, she found all the best local home improvement professionals.
Hire a pro, not a con. Visit NARIMilwaukee.org.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. One more game for the Bucks before the All-Star break. Tomorrow night in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. And college basketball tonight, 18th-ranked Marquette hosts DePaul, a 7:30 tip. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN. Checking out those roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I-43 southbound at Beecher, the right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And another disabled vehicle, 43 northbound, right near the 894 interchange, the right shoulder is blocked. Check in that weather. It's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A Fleet Farm storm team alert. A winter storm warning for most of southeast Wisconsin begins at noon tomorrow and runs for 15 hours. Increase in clouds tonight, a low of 17 degrees. Tomorrow, snow likely 5 to 7 inches for most areas, a little less north and west. On Thursday, partly cloudy, cold, a high of 18. Friday, increase in clouds. Snow is likely again late on Friday, a high of 26. And a little snow lingers into Saturday morning, a high of 30. Right now in Madison, it's cloudy and 18 degrees. In Milwaukee, mostly sunny, 21. In Green Bay, mostly sunny and 12 degrees. I'm John Mercure, Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time, 2:07.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Well, we better spin around the state today because with the snow, who knows if we'll be able to get out of the house tomorrow. So let's get started. And if you miss anything on Spinning the State, you can text SPIN to 855-616-1620. That is, of course, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line where people are texting watch to see how we're going. Questions about your sweater. People want to know where you got it.
Question about your hat?
My hat is very, it's keeping my head warm. That's why I'm wearing it. Let's spin the wheel and not create a breeze to make me even chillier than I already am.
Lacrosse.
All right, lacrosse. You've probably seen a cricket, and you've probably seen a frog. But have you ever seen a cricket frog?
I have not.
I have not either. They are teeny tiny. So most people haven't because they are hard to find. They're only an inch long. And more importantly, because their numbers are declining. The Wisconsin State Journal reported that the frog crossed the DNR's radar earlier this year when the agency agreed to Xcel Energy's request to perform maintenance on an electrical line in the La Crosse Marsh. The DNR confirmed the presence of the frog, but determined the project would result in an incidental take and is not likely to appreciably reduce the likelihood of the survival or recovery of the species within the state. Frog numbers have declined considerably over the past half century. At its peak, the frog was common across the southern half of Wisconsin. Really? Now the remaining populations are concentrated in Grant, Lafayette, and Iowa counties and areas along the Mississippi River. The frog has an important place in the state's ecosystem because it feeds on mosquito larvae and other insects and is prey for larger animals, including fish, birds, reptiles, and other frogs. It is a teeny tiny frog.
It's very small.
It is it fits literally, if you think about an inch, if you think about the tip of your finger, that is the size, maybe a little bit bigger, of this frog. It's very cute.
Yeah, well, it looks like just a frog that got shrunk down, but it is cute, and now we know. I didn't know anything about a cricket frog. So much to learn here on Spinning the State. What else will we learn?
Lake Mills.
All right, before we get started in this story, I'm going to tell you everybody is okay.
Okay.
Everybody is fine. But we do know that gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins, and that almost proved prophetic for a Lake Mills man. Tim Vogel paid $10 and signed a waiver to enter a hot dog eating contest at one of his favorite local watering holes.
Okay.
Now, amid a day of heavy drinking, the competition nearly cost him his life.
Oh, gosh.
I know. I'm trying not to laugh. But again, as I stated, he's okay. Reporting in the State Journal explained that Patrick's Arcade Bar on Main Street held a hot dog eating contest as part of the city's Knickerbocker Ice Festival. Contestants were presented with dozens of plain hot dogs and had the opportunity to win a $50 grand prize. Well, it's not much.
Is it worth it?
No. Especially because 13 minutes in, Vogel began choking. By the time his girlfriend, Angela Dorn, got to him, the ambulance had been called. Dorn told the State Journal, quote, I thought he had died, end quote. Ooh. Video of the incident showed several EMTs surrounding Vogel, his body shaking with the force of frantic chest compressions. He was loaded into an ambulance. At one point, the ambulance had to pull over, turn off the lights and sirens because the EMTs were working on Vogel to make sure he would make it to the hospital alive. Well, he did. That ambulance ride ended in a 3-day hospital stay. Tests revealed that Vogel's blood alcohol concentration was 0.32.
Jeez.
I'm surprised he could work his jaw to get one hot dog down.
Oh.
So let that be a cautionary tale, kids. If you're going to get that hammered, don't try to race and eat hot dogs.
That is...
Especially for $50.
I mean, I don't think he was really cared about the money at that point. I think he cared about the glory.
Probably. He'd maybe get his picture up on the wall or something, or a T-shirt.
Something.
Well, now he got a Heimlich maneuver and a 3-day hospital stay.
Yeah, and an ambulance. It costs an ambulance to get there.
Probably more than $50. One more time.
Paris,
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Hundreds of people filled Union Grove's Village Hall last week for a hearing on a proposed 128-megawatt natural gas-powered plant for the town of Paris. Close to 50 residents weighed in on the project, commenting in person and virtually, with a majority expressing their opposition to We Energy's proposed $303.3 million gas-powered plant.
Wow.
The afternoon hearing was the first of two before the Public Service Commission. A second hearing, which lasted nearly 2 hours, was held Wednesday night. Kenosha News reported that the commission is charged with deciding whether the project can go forward. If approved, construction could begin this year on the Paris plant, which is projected to be operational by summer 2026. The proposed plant is part of a larger $2 billion We Energy's investment to expand its energy generating infrastructure, including $1.2 billion to convert the current coal-fired Oak Creek plant to run on natural gas. Those favoring the plant cited more than 200 expected construction jobs, many of them staffed by union workers. The Wisconsin field organizer for the National Moms Clean Air Force called the commission to deny the plant a permit, citing potential harmful effects to the public health, including particle pollution and volatile organic compounds. The commission will continue to accept written comments from the public through February 17th.
You got data centers, natural gas-powered plants.
Industry's going to industry.
I guess all the farmland getting chewed up. All right, well, listen, that's Spinning the State. I don't know what else to tell you, except you can text SPIN to 855-616-1620 and get all the details. When we come back, it is February. That means it's Black History Month, which means we are going to rip off Derek Mosley for another Black History fact after this on Spinning the State.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profile the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. Olympic kite surfer Bruno Lobo.
I heard someone scream, and then I recognized that was someone drowning. I can use this sport to save a life, so yeah, this is my biggest trophy.
Everyday Hero, Thursdays at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
And I'm Brian Noonan. And Judge Derek Mosley, we have been ripping him off all week, but we give him credit. So that's it. Every day during Black History Month, he posts another very interesting Black History fact. You can follow him on Facebook and get all of those, and on Instagram if you don't hear them here, or if you just want to go back and read all of them. So today, this is our Black History fact. Realizing that so many enslaved were escaping to Mexico, slaveholders tried to get Mexico to honor the Fugitive Slave Act, but Mexico refused. As a result, the Southern Underground Railroad was born. Now, we've all heard of the Underground Railroad. Well, for enslaved people in Texas, trying to make it to Canada seemed nearly impossible. It was too far away. But fortunately, slavery was also illegal in Mexico. It's estimated that 5,000 to 10,000 people escaped from bondage out of the United States into Mexico. Mexicans in Texas acted as quote-unquote conductors on the southern route by helping people get into the country. These and other refugees fleeing slavery throughout the Southern Underground Railroad all benefited from Mexico's willingness to give them a safe haven. So.
I read that this morning, and I shared it on mine, and I was like, it makes perfect sense.
Sure it does.
But another thing that we never learned.
No, I mean, we all learned about the Underground Railroad.
Yep, getting up to the northern states or to Canada. But it makes a lot of sense that if you were in Texas, which was Mexico at one point, made a lot more sense to go south.
And kudos to Mexico. In hindsight, we didn't know, but thank you. That was a good move by Mexico. And well, we won't talk about the irony now, will we?
No.
All right, let's leave the irony out of it because we got to figure out if Green Bay is ever going to have a Super Bowl and if Milwaukee is ever going to have an NBA All-Star game. We'll answer those pressing questions after this on Spanning the State.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
Team up with the Brewers for an epic company event this season. Gather your crew of just 15 or more for a Brewers group outing and trade weekday meetings for a fun-filled day at American Family Field. Featuring options like tailgate spaces, all-inclusive areas, seating blocks, and more. Plus, Brewers ticket representatives will make planning your event easy, as they'll be your concierge while you book your event. Start planning your company outing today at brewers.com/groups.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Playing basketball.
We are. Well, the Bucks are playing basketball.
Bucks are playing, but well, it was intel. I mean, we got the All-Star
game is
weekend.
This weekend.
Is this weekend dunk contest? I don't know. Is Ionescu coming back to challenge and try to beat? Remember this last year?
No, look at you throwing down your basketball knowledge.
No, I know, but last year I'm blanking on her first name. She's like one of the best players in the WNBA, and she literally almost beat Steph Curry in a 3-point contest last year. Like, he was nervous. You could tell he was nervous. And I forgot if she's coming back or not this year to try to reclaim the title from him. That was really fun last year. I love the All-Star weekend.
I love the dunk contest. From the time I remember ever watching it, it's like, this is the coolest thing. Guys jumping over cars and flipping on trampolines and dunking in.
Yes.
What was her name?
Sabrina. She did.
Sabrina?
She almost beat Steph Curry last year. It was awesome.
Nice. Anyway, so a lot of talk. I don't know. Well, let's start with the Super Bowl because that was just the other day. And, of course, a lot of people and Packers fans, well, when will Green Bay host a Super Bowl? Short answer, never.
Be happy with the draft.
Yeah, be happy with the
draft.
Let's
hope we can pull that off.
And listen, that's not me throwing shade at Green Bay. That's just the facts. The reason it's just too small. How small? Well, the NFL, to host a Super Bowl, wants you to have at least 30,000 hotel rooms within an hour's drive of Lambeau Field and 35,000 free parking places. There's about 8,000 hotel rooms within an hour drive of Green Bay. So
I mean, there's not even that many hotel rooms. Like, when you're trying to
Green Bay.
Oh my! You basically have to go to the Oneida, where they have the casino and stuff. I'm sure there's others, but there's not like an immediate drive in and around Green Bay.
No,
not a lot.
Not a lot. So that's strike one. You have to give the NFL full tax exemption from city, state, and local taxes. They paid no tax.
No tax.
Strike two. You have to have, because now you've been to Lambeau. I have not, but I'm hoping to go one day soon. You're sitting on aluminum benches, correct?
Yes.
Yes. That won't do for a Super Bowl. You have to have seats that are at least 19 inches wide with armrests and seat backs.
Nope, absolutely do not have that.
Super Bowl committee has to have a budget of as much as $50 million to do this. The budget for 2019 was $107 million. That's just okay. The league wants exclusive access to 2 first-class bowling centers, which shouldn't be a problem in Green Bay or Wisconsin. But they also want 3 golf courses, which is great, but the Super Bowl's in February. So as big as Wisconsin is in golf, probably not. The weather, we know I have enough said about the weather. You have to have, this is what I found fascinating. This is the minimum for the following types of vehicles for rent or for hire. You need 750 buses, 500 limousines, 1,000 taxis, and 10,000 rental cars.
Like stretch limos or just like the black cars? 'Cause I feel like I never see stretch limos anymore. For as popular as they were, like that was like the epitome of class.
It is
in the 80s and early 90s.
Maybe it's one of those, like an Uber Black. I don't know. But if I'm a team owner, I don't want to drive in a Toyota Camry. I don't want somebody picking me up in that. No shade on Toyota Camrys. Then they get everybody involved, from television, radio stations, billboards, local newspapers. They have to provide significant advertising and promotional time for the NFL experience for 1 month leading up to the game. So there's a lot of reasons.
What's the smallest city that's hosted the Super Bowl then? I'm trying to rack my brain right now and try.
Probably Indianapolis.
Okay.
And have they hosted a Super Bowl? Wait a minute. I have to double check. That would be a small market. So I don't know if Indianapolis has hosted. But they have a very condensed downtown with a lot of hotels, a big convention center, a beautiful stadium. So they could probably do it.
This says a quick Google search, whether it's right or not or up to date. Oh, it's probably up to date. The 2005 Super Bowl was in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Which was the smallest market-sized city to ever host a big game.
It's Jacksonville. Ugh.
I've never been to Jacksonville. I just know isn't that a lot of the jokes from the Good Place? Not the Good Place. What's the?
No, that's Orlando.
No, it's not Orlando because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, right?
Right.
There's a lot of one of the characters on the Good Place. It was the Kristen Bell show.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a musical.
No.
What did I just see that had Orlando as the big? That was Husked.
Book of Mormon.
And Husked also Orlando was a big thing. Husked.
What's that?
It was Shucked. Shucked was the name of it.
Oh, that's one you saw recently.
That's one I saw recently. So anyway, but all right. So there's the reason for the not having the Super Bowl. But what about Milwaukee? Because Milwaukee and Oklahoma City had our noses out of shape last year.
I remember being here and the announcement happening, and John McCure was furious.
Well, this is what the NBA wants. 7,250 hotel rooms with at least 3 5-star hotels. That's where Milwaukee fell out last year.
Yeah.
Convention center with no less than 650,000 square feet of space. An airport with at least 75 domestic nonstop flights and 20 international flights. And those are places where Oklahoma City and Milwaukee fell short in all three categories.
They changed the rules, though.
Well, now they're saying, this is from the NBA, they will consider if you have a centralized multi-use entertainment property to create an NBA campus that can host music, fashion shows, the NBA Crossover Fan Fest, and NBA Con, an undisclosed number of seats and suites in the primary and secondary venues, and a volume of rideshare capabilities so the league can create modern transportation infrastructure. So we've already had the RNC.
Well, and that's what I think about when the thing about the RNC, and I said this before compared to the DNC,
right,
was the fact that how many cities can you think of that has an arena, a second arena, and a convention center all within 3 blocks of one another, right? Like the fact that all of that space that you can host Media Row, that you can host different events that are going on, and have the arena and the court right there. Like most cities aren't built like that. So I feel like at least maybe I get all the stuff for Green Bay and the Super Bowl.
Sure.
But I feel like, and with a 5-star hotel, I'm sorry that the Pfister is not a 5-star hotel.
It's not enough.
Is Pfister 5-star?
It's either 4 or 5, but
I think we only have 4-star hotels. I don't think we actually have a 5, because that was the whole thing with Trump for the RNC too, is that he wasn't going to stay in Milwaukee.
Oh, well, screw him.
Pfister's very nice.
The Pfister is very nice, but listen, you got to have a lot of big money coming in with one of those. So you got to we just need to get some of these hotels to either up their game or, get some of these owners to build a 5-star
hotel.
5-star, probably.
I don't know if I could tell the difference. I feel like a nice hotel is a nice hotel.
And I'm not ordering room service anyway. I'm not, maybe I take advantage of the pool, maybe the workout center, but I'm, I don't know. If the bed is clean, I'm fine. If the shower has a good job, I'm very simple when it comes to those needs. I don't need a lot. I like a nice room. Like when I stayed at the Pfister, I was very impressed.
It's a great hotel.
Sure, you get out of bed and the little lights go on, so you have a trail, like a landing strip to the bathroom, so you don't have to stumble around. It was beautiful. I was like, this is the greatest. And then, you have a nice little suite, and you're out there where you watch TV. Even if you're by yourself, you sit in one room to watch TV, then you go in the other room.
The other thing I'm surprised with the list of needs for the Super Bowl, a dome. Like, no matter where they are,
it would help, yeah.
So,
ABC News, local headlines.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. American Mark Fogel, held in Russia since drug charges in 2021, has been freed, says the White House. ABC's Patrick Reevell.
Fogel's case was known to reporters. He was one of those Americans who was believed to have been seized by Russia over the past few years to be used as a bargaining chip. And I think clearly the timing of his release now is notable.
No details how it would work, but President Trump, while hosting Jordan's King Abdullah at the White House, said that the U.S. will not buy Gaza, but will take it, redevelop it. Said there'll be land in Egypt, Jordan, and maybe elsewhere for the 2 million Gaza Palestinians, and that it wouldn't cost taxpayers anything. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu threatens to resume fighting in Gaza unless more hostages are released Saturday. Just hearing now from Hawaiian Airlines that a flight from Honolulu to Seattle returned to Honolulu after takeoff Sunday because of smoke from an engine. Nobody hurt. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time 2:31. I'm John Mercure. In a statement, the family of 16-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam says her absence has been a torment, but they aren't going anywhere. Franklin's been missing since February 3rd and is believed to be with 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas. Day is the father of Franklin's unborn child. He's been charged with child abduction and child enticement. One person is dead after a car fire on Milwaukee's northwest side. Police are ruling the death a homicide. They responded just before 9:30 last night to 26th and Locust, and firefighters found a person dead inside the car after putting the fire out. The cause of the fire and the identity of the victim are still unknown. And a Wisconsin appeals court rules Elmbrook School Board leaders violated the open meetings law to fill a board vacancy during COVID. Elmbrook School Board members Scott Wheeler and Jean Lambert face fines after the three-judge panel unanimously voted in favor of plaintiff Leanne Wild. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 143. The S&P is up 4 points. And right now the NASDAQ is off 46. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at your roads. No major slowdowns or delays. The system looks clear. The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 17. Tomorrow, snow is likely 5 to 7 inches for most of the Milwaukee area, most of southeast Wisconsin, actually. A high of 27 tomorrow. Thursday, cold, a high of 18. Friday, snow likely late, a high of 26. That snow lingers into Saturday morning, where there will be a high of 30 degrees. Right now in Madison, mostly sunny and 18 degrees. In Green Bay, it is mostly sunny and 12. In Milwaukee, sunny skies and 21 degrees. I'm John Mercure, Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time, 2:33.
As an independent tire and service center, our loyalty is to you, not the manufacturer.
It's the tire manufacturer's goal to design a superior tire.
But it's our job to ensure the right tires are properly installed on your vehicle.
A service our family has been independently providing for the past 2 generations. So make no mistake about it, our loyalty is to you.
And the dozens of tire brands we carry, like Goodyear, General, and Pirelli,
or Continental, Kelly, and Dunlop, well, that's for you too.
Because we won't know what type of tire you need until you get here.
So instead, we carry them all.
Because we install them all.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair.
Which means you're 100% covered.
No questions asked.
I guess you could call it family tradition.
Be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. Your
due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service. Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
I am Brian Noonan, and I don't know if you'll be surprised by this, Kristin. I have been accused in the past, distant and not too distant, of having anger issues.
Okay.
I tend to have a very short fuse, and I do get angry. And anger is defined as a strong feeling of displeasure and usually antagonism. Spot on. Well, University of Wisconsin Green Bay professor Ryan Martin has been collecting data for the past 4 years as part of the Anger Project in an effort to learn more about when and how often people get angry. His analysis has found that men report being angry more often than women on a daily basis. Does that surprise you? I'm getting angry just because you're not giving an answer. No, I'm teasing. Does it surprise you or no?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's more nuance to it. Keep going.
There is a lot of nuance. And men experience more anger-related consequences than women. As a guy who is prone to anger, as I said, I wanted to find out why I explode, but Kristin and Rhea are less prone to anger's sweet embrace. Professor Ryan Martin, author of Why We Get Mad and How to Deal with Angry People, and his Substack Emotion Hacks under the handle @AngerProfessor, joins us now. Professor, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's start with this because anger gets a bad rap usually. Is anger necessarily a bad thing?
No, absolutely not. In fact, like any emotion, I would argue it's actually sort of a neutral thing, maybe even a good thing, because what it does is it signals it's one of the way your brain signals that something may be off, that something may be wrong, that you may have been, experiencing an injustice or something like that. So just as fear alerts you to potential danger, anger alerts you to poor treatment, injustice, goal blocking, things like that.
Okay, so we'll get back to why some people feel it more often than if it's a flag of some sort. But a lot of your research has dealt with gender. And so when you find that there's a lot happening in the U.S. right now, and if we start with the fact that men report getting angry more often than women, why is that?
Yeah, so this is really, really interesting. And, I know as you were doing the introduction, you said it's nuanced, and I absolutely agree. It is because, the only way really to know how often people are getting angry is to ask them. And then once that happens, you're dealing with the nuance of how people define what that is. So we asked people, we defined anger very similar to how you defined it just a moment ago. And then we said, so how, based on that, how often would you estimate you are becoming angry, right? Anywhere from less than once a month to a few times a day. And what men said was about 60% of men said at least once a day, maybe more. Only 38% of women said that. So the question then is, well, why? And so, I asked that too. And I said, so what are some of the causes here? And probably the biggest gap between men and women was that men said, well, it's when I can't get something that I want, right? So
like
some
a toddler?
sort of exactly, right?
Oh, God.
By and large, what we're talking about is that, it was pretty equal when it came to poor treatment. It was pretty equal when it came to witnessing or experiencing injustice. But the big difference with about a 12% gap was, when I have my goals blocked, when I want something and I don't get it. And so what I think a lot of people would suggest, myself included, is that there's some level of entitlement there that is driving this.
Is there a scale of not getting what you want? Can it be like, oh, I wanted a Diet Coke and I got a Diet Pepsi, or does it have to be something bigger?
No, I mean, I think because we think of anger as an emotion, it exists on this continuum all the way from like mild frustration to extreme rage, and the nature of that provocation. So I wanted, I got the wrong drink. That's probably going to lead to some mild frustration, whereas the something bigger is going to lead to that kind of rage.
Where does I don't know, this entitlement thing, Kristin was laughing. She's nodding her head. Where does this sense of entitlement come from, that if that's the biggest thing that triggers men, having their goals blocked and having that sense of entitlement, where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, so, entitlement is essentially the belief or the perception that you deserve certain things, right? You deserve particular privileges, particular rights, particular treatment. And it oftentimes exists whether you've actually done anything to earn those things or not, right? So, and I think that is probably one of the disconnects, is that there's a sense from some men that, if you just think about it, if you believe you deserve special treatment, well, it won't take as much for you to feel mistreated. Right? If you believe you deserve special rights, you're going to see injustice where it's not. And so I think that, what we see is, that dynamic playing out. Now, your question, where does it come from? It's probably rooted in a combination of upbringing, of messages, both implicit and explicit, that boys and men get compared to the messages that girls and women get.
We're very used to not getting what we want, Brian.
Listen. I can't help it. I'm busy getting my goals met.
So, but this is the other thing, because some of the other findings that you found were that men suffer more anger-related consequences than women, which to me feels like if you're receiving more consequences for your anger, you would get angry less, or am I misinterpreting that?
Yeah, well, that's how you would want it to be, right? I mean, that those consequences should lead to some level of insight and some sort of level of recognition. And I want to be clear, like, I know we're making light of this and we're sort of joking as we go, but I would actually argue, and I think I imagine you would too, that this is a real problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. We're essentially dealing with a bit of an epidemic here. And, that what we're seeing is a population that is, and part of the reason I bring this up is because where I oftentimes get pushback from angry men saying, hey, look, we have a lot to be angry about. And fine, I true or not, it's still an issue if it's leading you to get into physical and verbal fights, if it's damaging relationships, if it's damaging property, if you're driving dangerously or aggressively, if you're abusing drugs or alcohol. Like, those are all problems that are stemming from anger. And if those things are happening, it doesn't matter if you're right to be angry. It's still an issue, right? We still want to address it. And that's where I think we need to sort of, not we, us, but the population needs to kind of rethink this and start acknowledging that this anger has real consequences, not just to the people who are experiencing it, but to their loved ones, their family, other people that they interact with, and acknowledge that, these consequences are actually pretty serious and we should do something about it.
Is this kind of anger cyclical, or has it been growing at a constant rate? Where are we at in the kind of the history of anger?
Yeah, I wish we had some giant thermometer that measured anger over time, that we could go back and track all of this. And regrettably, we don't, right? And I think that we don't have a real clear sense for where we stand, compared to the past. I do think there's some reasons why I think things are elevating right now, though. One is, I think politically speaking, we've got more aggressive and hostile models than we've had in the past, that a lot of what we see, that the public discourse has become increasingly hostile. And I think that sort of hostility makes it feel like it's okay to express that kind of hostility and anger in your day-to-day life. I think that there's a lot of economic and political uncertainty in the United States, and that level of stress oftentimes exacerbates people's, emotions. It makes them more likely to sort of fly off the handle sometimes. I also think that, social media has moved us more and more into our sort of algorithmic bubbles, and we have a harder time kind of seeing other perspectives. We have a harder time kind of, understanding other people, and we become less tolerant of other people's viewpoints, political or otherwise.
So on the flip side of this, at the start of the show, when we were saying we're going to talk about this, I talked about the difference of women having rage versus anger. Have you found that in your research as far as like an underlying, and I don't even know how to describe the difference between the two,
Yeah,
but I would
ask,
imagine
what's
as
the
the anger
difference?
professor, you might be able to.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that we're really kind of talking about different extremes of the same emotion there. But I do think that sort of what's embedded there are, and this is very, very true, and it comes back to what we said at the beginning about the nuance. We do know that there are some groups, particularly marginalized groups, who have experienced anger and hostility, or anger in particular, for a long time, but the consequences are so much more severe for them expressing that anger that they bottle it up in ways that men, particularly white men, don't. And so, and we have, there's been research for decades that says that men who express their anger are likely to be rewarded for that. They're seen as more confident. They're seen as more competent. But women who express that anger in the exact same way, are more likely to be punished. They're seen as less competent. They're seen as, having questionable judgment and so on. And so if the consequences are different, well, then again, you'll start to see, I think, people who recognize that they've got to, kind of bottle things up in ways that they either shouldn't or other people don't have to.
Before we let you go, Professor, so that we end this on kind of an instructive note, what do men need to learn? Like, what if you've listened to this and you're like, yeah, I can see that, I'm angry a lot. What takeaways? What should I start working on? And I meaning all of us who are angry.
Yeah. I think that what I often ask people to do and what I want people to do is really take time when angry. And this is a hard thing to do when you're angry. So sometimes you got to go back and do it after the fact. But take some time to actually unpack the source of those provocations, to unpack kind of the thoughts you had, your mood at the time, all those different questions. Because a lot of times if you do that, and here's the key, I liken this to watching game tape, right? To prepare for a football game or to prepare for something, you go back and you watch game tape. But the problem is a lot of times when we're angry and we go back and watch the game tape, metaphorically, we focus on what the other person did. Which is a little bit like watching just the game tape of the other team, right? Not yourself. I would encourage people to actually pay attention to what they did. What did I say? How was I feeling? What was I thinking? And take time to actually unpack a lot of that, because sometimes we recognize, you know what, I was overreacting. I wasn't necessarily angry about the right things. Maybe I was angry, but I didn't express it in the most productive way. If people can start to take an honest look at themselves in those moments or after those moments, then in future moments, in future provocations, they get a little bit better at learning to navigate and deal with those.
Perfect. Well, listen, Professor Ryan Martin, the anger professor, read his stuff on Substack at Emotion Hacks. A lot of fascinating articles. I like the one about insecurity and anger. A lot of great stuff. I look forward to talking to you again. Thanks for being here today.
Yep. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, let's do this, and there's more. It's Spanning the State.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Should I delay my Social Security benefits, or should I start taking them right away? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Your decision can impact your income for the rest of your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we help you create a strategy to maximize your benefits so you can make the most of what you've earned. Social Security is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap. Take the first step today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and get a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Don't leave money on the table. Text SS to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
The Legends of Motown are returning to Milwaukee. The Temptations and the Four Tops bring their chart-topping hits to the Miller High Life Theater October 18th.
I've got sunshine
and we've got a chance for you to win tickets. Listen to Spanning the State and What's on Tap with Sandy Max all this week for your chance to score a free pair of tickets as they both bring their Motown catalog spanning over 60 years. Tickets are on sale now at papstheatergroup.com, or tune in to Spanning the State and What's on Tap with Sandy Max all this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. You've been dealing with it forever, right? That ankle pain or the back or knee pain. It was a nuisance at first, and you kind of just put up with it. Now it's nearly debilitating for you, and it's affecting everything you do. It's time to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that pain that's always just kind of been there. You don't even remember how long it's been now. Call QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain, long-term relief. It is possible. Joint pain doesn't get better with time. So before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for this life-changing regenerative treatment. No painkillers, no surgery, no downtime. QC Kinetics regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Patients right here in southeast Wisconsin. They have a location in Mequon and another in Greenfield. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. And if it's easier on your schedule, they're even open on Saturdays. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
All right, you have been doing a joke a
Daily
day.
jokes.
Daily
Bad jokes for hard times.
All right, do you have a bad joke for hard times?
I have a bad joke for today. Today's joke is what do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common?
Oh, something about a sea and dead people.
I see dead people.
I see dead people. I get it.
I see dead people.
All right, very nice. Well, listen, we could end the show this way every day because we need a laugh on the way out the door.
We need a laugh. We're going to come back. We're going to come back.
Yeah,
we're going to do Wisconsin's affinity for frozen pizzas tomorrow. But we'll come back and say goodbye after this.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
If you don't know what Buc-ee's is all about, you may think, oh, it's just another quick trip. Well, the reality is much, much larger. This is a destination much like what Oak Creek did with IKEA. So think of it that way. A huge brand coming to the state. It's about jobs. It's about economic development. And it's about moving Wisconsin forward.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit Froedtert.com/cancer.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too. with excellent customer service and high-quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale Friday. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Tickets on sale Friday at brewers.com.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
All right, that's about it for today. Make your preparations. The snow is coming. Be careful. My preparation will be hunkering down in the home studio.
I know, you'll just have to
tomorrow.
deal with the dogs and the snow.
The dog,
and
yes.
shoveling.
That'll be fine. I don't, if I don't have to drive, because I would get here fine. It's getting home tomorrow.
But maybe you could stay at the Pfister. You could ask why they don't have 5 stars.
Yeah, I'd give them an extra one if it got me a free room. We'll do that. All right, Wisconsin's Afternoon News is up next.
See ya.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
When you work at